Today's episode begins on Route 202, otherwise known as the Highway of Broken Dreams and Sudden Brake Lights. Gia is currently trapped in slow-moving traffic, moving approximately 2 inches every presidential term, while late for a 1 p.m. shift, surrounded by people driving like they all got unresolved anger and no insurance. And while crawling through traffic, Gia notices the graffiti. Everywhere. Graffiti on the walls, the bridges, signs, random electrical boxes. First off, who is climbing up here on these electrical boxes to scribble? And secondly, what exactly is the purpose of graffiti? Because technically, ain't y'all snitching on yourselves? You tagging walls to let everybody know I was here. Okay, but why? And furthermore, why can't nobody read it? Every graffiti tag looks like cursive hieroglyphics or somebody fighting demons with a Sharpie. Like, sir, if you're risking arrest, at least try to write clearly. And in addition to this, why graffiti never motivational? Why is it never love thy neighbor, drink more water, check on your friends, Jesus saves, lower the rent? Nope. It's always some Papa Doc the Menace or Little Void 187 was here, written in radioactive bubble letters. Meanwhile, Gia starts remembering the old days, when people used to write bathroom messages in stores. Erica was here. Okay, but was she? Or did Denise write that? And why do we need to know that Erica entered the Burlington Coat Factory restroom in 1997? Furthermore, remember when they used to leave phone numbers on the wall for a good time called, who was calling these people? Man, revenge culture back then seemed to be insane. You get into one argument with somebody and suddenly your whole phone number is at a gas station stall wall fighting for its life. Humanity's been weird. We just upgraded it with technology. Meanwhile, traffic's still moving like refrigerated honey. 1 minute, the speed limit is 55, then 35, then 45, then suddenly, merge now. Like, pick a struggle. Everybody zigzagging through lanes trying to gain 4.5 seconds just to end up trapped beside the same exact Honda Civic from the previous light. Then here come the police on the shoulder. Now everybody panicking, braking. And everybody trying to move at once like synchronized confusion. At this point, the whole highway is schizophrenic. And Gia is just trying to get to work. That's it. One destination, one mission, one exhausted woman trying to survive a 10-hour shift before it even starts. But the deeper question in her mind was, why is everybody on the road at 12:19 on a Wednesday? Like, don't y'all have jobs? Because if I'm going to work, why the roads packed like everybody else headed there too? And instantly, the conversation in Gia's mind shifted toward workplace survival, just like she was trying to survive this road. Specifically, the trap called helping. See, there's helping, and then there's accidentally inheriting somebody else's responsibilities forever. Because see, in a restaurant life, the moment you help one time, management usually feels like, great, she can handle more. And then you wash one dish and suddenly somehow you're the dish ambassador. You wipe one table and now disappearing coworkers start materializing like smoke. Because over the years, Gia has found that people love teamwork when they're the ones disappearing. And that right there is the scam. Because help is supposed to have limits. At least Gia's philosophy sometimes. She would always think, I can help for 5 to 10 minutes. and after that, my spirit may expire. And honestly, I think that should be in the employee handbook. Of course, Gia knew that was never going to be the case, for she did like helping people. She just detested being taken advantage of by others that thought she was slow. Finally, I'm at work. Still had to park in Stadium Section Achy 27 and walk all the way to this time clock. But I'm glad I made it. And ironically, with 2 minutes to spare. The day really started to unravel when Gia realized part of her prep was missing in her supply station. What should have been a smooth continuation of a shift turned into starting over. The person assigned to the task had left early due to an emergency, and she hadn't known they were expected to return later to finish it. By the time Gia discovered what hadn't been done, there wasn't any time left to wait. The work still had to happen, so she rolled up her sleeves and completed it on her own. That one setback created a ripple effect throughout the rest of the day. Every minute spent redoing prep was a minute she wasn't spending on the next task. Gia looked up, blinked, and somehow nearly 2 hours had disappeared. The first table time was getting closer, and she wasn't ready. The gap between where she was and where Gia needed to be felt like it was growing instead of shrinking. For one of the few times, Gia had to ask for help. Gia hated asking for help. Not because she thinks she's better than anyone, but because Gia knows the level of care and detail she expects from herself. When something has her name attached to it, Gia wants to know it is done right and done correctly. Letting go of that control felt harder than lifting trays, wiping tables, or even sweeping floors in the whole building. As the day stretched on, she could feel tears trying to surface. But deep down, Gia knew those tears weren't really about the missing prep or dirty tables or delayed timelines. Those tears belonged to a collection of things much bigger than the moment. The work wasn't the cause. It was simply the trigger that pressed against everything else she had been carrying. So, Gia kept moving. One table, one task, one sweep, one wipe down at a time. And you know what? After about 4 blinks and 2 yawns, the night was over. Gia left the house in sunshine. She fought the Gladiator Arena traffic. She parked in Section H27 of the stadium lot, marched 15 business miles to clock in, just to end up trapped at this job for almost 12 damn hours. By the end of the shift, her body wasn't even sending regular pain signals no more. Her toenails had developed opinions. Her back locked up like it committed a crime. Her knees sounded like somebody stepping on potato chips with every bend. And the disrespectful part of all of this is that when jobs start adding all those closing duties, after they've already squeezed the soul juice out of you all day, you think you could mop real quick? You think before you go you could sweep up real quick? Could you break those tables down? We're not having them tonight or tomorrow. Could you do that real quick? Could you just clean your dishes real quick? Baby, can I go home real quick? Ain't no relief, no JV squad, no little night goblins that appear at 7 p.m. to reset this kitchen. It's just the same exhausted people slowly deteriorating under fluorescent lights while somebody in management says, hey, great job. Teamwork makes the dream work, with fresh knees and lotion on their hands. Then the ride home becomes its own emotional game show. And don't let the expressway be backed up, because now you're not driving home. You're entering a rage labyrinth. One missed exit and suddenly GPS is talking about faster route available, saving 2 minutes. Like, bitch, where? Meanwhile, Gia's body was talking reckless. Feet screaming, lower back sizzling, shoulders cemented in place, brain buffering at 3%, stomach growling like a raccoon digging through a trash can at midnight. And somehow, despite all of that, she still had to think about tomorrow's logistics. Gia's brain was overwhelmed and overfried. She already knew this ride home was going to feel long in every possible way. Long physically, long mentally, long emotionally. The kind of drive where you sit behind the wheel and realize your body made it through the day, but your mind is still trying to catch up to it. There was only one solution. Music. Easy breezy, feel-good music. So as Gia fumbled with her playlist on her phone and in the car, first on deck was Maxwell's Ascension. His smooth vocals drifted through the speakers and filled the darkness surrounding the car. For a few minutes, it felt less like a commute and more like a private concert. Just Gia, the road, and a voice smooth enough to iron out the wrinkles in a stressful day. With her legs aching and every muscle protesting, she eased into the middle lane, set the cruise control, and let the car glide forward. No rushing, no weaving, no drama. Just following the speed limit and letting the miles pass, one song at a time. When Maxwell faded out, Floetry stepped in. Their harmonies wrapped around her like an old sweatshirt pulled from the back of the closet. The tempo picked up a little, but it still carried the same comfort. The kind of song that reminds you of who you used to be before life got so loud. Then came a blast from the past, Donna Lewis, I Love You Always Forever. The second those familiar notes hit the speakers, Gia was transported straight back to her college days. For a brief moment, deadlines, prep lists, dirty tables, and 12-hour shifts disappeared into the background. The road stretched ahead for her. The music filled the car, and for the first time all day, she could feel herself exhale. That piece lasted about 3.5 minutes, and then she noticed the headlights. Oh, the headlights. Why every single person on the highway at night suddenly transformed to a damn lighthouse operator? I mean, it's 11:45 at night. Pitch black outside, quiet, peaceful. Even the moon is minding its business. And here comes Chadwick Thunder Truck 5000, rolling, up behind you with LED beams so bright they're exposing sins from 2007. Like, sir, are you searching for Atlantis? Are we getting ready to land some planes out here? Do you need Batman with this bright-ass signal? Because why is your car glowing like a second coming? Gia was already tired. Eyes dry, back hurting, feet throbbing, and Morse code, no less. Then boom. Retina assassination. Now the whole inside of your car is lit up like an interrogation room. You look in the rearview mirror, blindness. You look at the side view, more blindness. You look forward, ghost spots floating in your vision like jellyfish. And they always drive right up on your ass too, like your bumper owes them rent money. Big giant SUV behind you breathing down your neck. Sir, back up. Dang, I can see the stitching on your steering wheel from here. That's how close you were. Oh, and now you got the nerve to start flickering your lights? Flash, 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 flash. What is this, Morse code? A nightclub? You trying to summon me into another realm? Oh, no, sir. It is too late for this in the night. What you're doing is you are activating the petty cruise control. Oh, you want me to speed up? Baby, now we doing exactly the speed limit. Maybe 2 under since you want to perform light choreography behind me. And folks be driving at night like the highway is a live-action Mario Kart tournament. Zigzagging through lanes, no signal, pure chaos. One car doing 95. Another one drifting between lanes eating french fries with no headlights on. Another one cutting people off like they trying to defuse a bomb before midnight. Meanwhile, everybody's destination is the same. Home. That's it. Nobody heading to $1 million suitcase exchange. Nobody transporting nuclear launch codes. We're trying to go home and take a shower. And when somebody in front of you driving slow, now everybody mad like you personally designed traffic. Like, what you want me to do, beloved? Climb over the car? Teleport? Hit the NOS button like Fast and Furious Depression Drift Edition? By this point, you're exhausted. Has already crossed into delirious stage where every little thing irritates you. Somebody brakes too hard. Ugh, I hate everybody. Somebody merges weird. License revoked immediately. Somebody got one headlight out. How are you surviving in this world? Then the final stretch came. Home started feeling magical, though. Because once you get closer to your exit, all you start thinking about is the hot shower, stretching your feet. Ugh. Silence, the bed, even more so, taking the damn bra off. Because ladies, if you know, you know. That shower after a long shift hit different too. That's not just hygiene. That's emotional restoration. Water hitting your shoulders like, yeah, girl. Dang, they worked the hell out of you today, huh? Yes, right there on my shoulder. Yup, I feel it. Then you crawl into bed with that deep, exhausted satisfaction where your body feels like overcooked noodles, but at least you know you are free for the next 3 days. 3 beautiful, sacred days. No clocking in, no parking safari, no fluorescent suffering, no disco headlight highway demons. Just you, your thoughts, the AC, and the covers. What started as a nice night, then turned into a stressful night, has definitely ended in a relaxing night.